Good morning, Cheryl. How are you today?
Good morning. I am fantastic.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Well, I'm so blessed to speak with you this morning, Cheryl, because I know you're doing a big impact in the world because you found solutions to diabetes, like to reverse the effects by up to 90%. And when I heard about that, my mind was blown.
Well, you know what is true. It's we're talking about a lot of pandemics these days, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of attention to our immune systems, a lot of attention to what more can we be doing beyond some general standard guidelines, and there's so much more we can be doing. But viruses that are out there and COVID-19 out there right now, there's more pandemics. So let's talk about those. And that one, a big one, global one, of nearly 500 million people, those people with prediabetes and diabetes. So what
Half a
about them?
billion.
What about them? Let's shine the light on them too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they deserve it, right?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. People are seeking answers. They want answers. They need answers. They don't know where to go. And there's been no, integrative approach to diabetes wellness. It's basically been crises and emergency care. Well, that's unacceptable. That's way too late. So you know what? Let's get in front of the blood sugar levels instead of always trying to catch up to them, and let's get in front of it.
Yeah. And why diabetes, Cheryl? Like, because I don't have diabetes in my family, but we have heart problems. So, but I know there's families that everybody's got has got diabetes. So, what are the symptoms and like is it like if your grandparents, your parents had it, then there's a good chance that you're gonna have it, or?
Yeah, well, a few questions in there. So, why diabetes? First question. So, diabetes does affect 1 in 3 people. And sometimes in some communities, some risk groups, even more. And here's the thing. There are half the people with pre-diabetes and diabetes walking around with it who don't know it sometimes until they already have a cardiac arrest, or until their legs are so sore that they're threatening, the loss of a limb, or, the complications can come on very quickly. And with type 2 diabetes, if you're not really in tune with your body and know how you're feeling, things can go on and on and on for a very long time. And you know what? That's unacceptable. We don't need to live with unnecessary complications. Now, you mentioned people maybe having parents or grandparents with diabetes, and often you do see that in generations. And I was born into a family of people with diabetes. So we're a very close Ukrainian family. And my grandmother, wow, strong woman she was in her day, being an organic farmer and working the farm, just raising her family. And she actually had diabetes. And from the time I was born, I've been in that environment. So for over 43 years, I saw her with the struggles and the complications of diabetes gradually sneak into her life and steal her quality of life. And I was with her. I mean, she just lived a couple doors away. And we always, close grandparents together every day, dinners all the time. But, you could see slowly the vision year after year gradually, getting worse until it stole her vision. And, as a very versatile and a go-getter woman, you could see her losing her quality of mobility. She was slowing down, and then walkers and canes and then wheelchairs. And I don't think that's unfamiliar for many people out there. Yeah. Diabetes did shut down her kidneys and her heart. And I was actually with her when she passed. And right at the time that she did pass, and very sad, but that very same time, I fell into a coma and didn't know how it came on suddenly and unexpectedly. And days later, I learned that I had type 1 diabetes.
My God.
So diabetes is very close in our family. I also have the next generation in our family that has type 1. So why diabetes? Because watching what my grandmother went through in her struggles, and so many families and friends of ours, and probably this is familiar for you, if you know people, friends with it, or to our listeners, 1 in 3 people have it, and you know what? It's sad, and we can't be behind it anymore. I took a stand then that life does not need to be like that. And you know what? We need to be victorious, not victims. And so let's get in front of it, and I'll do whatever it takes to go out there and figure it out. And so for 25 years of research and doctorates and all kinds of studies, being research in traditional as well as naturopathic, and trying everything personally, working with clients and patients. Wow, whew, it's been a 25 years, but now I'm able to have the best of all, combine it together, and give people solutions, everyday solutions, to help them get in front of it and to be victorious with it. So 24 years later, complication free, and that's what I stand for everyone.
Wow. Wow. So because Cheryl, because of your personal journey and like your grandma, you knew she was suffering, and being a strong woman, she knew that her health was going down. Yeah. And then it happened to you as well, and you fell into a coma and woke up knowing that if you do nothing, the same thing would happen to you.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, she, like in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, there wasn't a lot for people with diabetes. I mean, there were no blood sugar testing kits. You never knew where your sugars were. What an impossible way to live, especially with type 1 diabetes. But I will tell you this, even following all the directives that our healthcare, you know, all of the doctors, nurses, all the primary healthcare providers gave her, and following them, because we all went to the appointments and cooked dinners and ate together, it still wasn't enough. And the model of medication, or the model of care, is honestly crises. They didn't know, and they still don't know. That's why we have to look at solutions. We can't focus on complications. We don't want them. We don't have time for them. We want to focus on the solutions. We want to focus on quality of life. So my attitude is, you know what? Our bodies want to be in balance. They know what it feels like to be in balance. What is it that we need to do to give them the support to get into balance?
Yes, yes. And that's why, well, I believe that's why you've created the challenge that you're just about to launch.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. And you're part of it. Yes. Is it going to be fun?
Yes. Well, I think everybody should be on board with that, because I know, like, from what you've told me, is that the options that they have right now to help with their diabetes, the patients are not getting, like, with the amount of work that they do, and like the years that they've been dealing with the issue, the disease, there's not many results that they're getting, and actually their health is still going down.
You know, you're right. The statistics for complications and the cost, you know, on average, the cost for people with diabetes, at least across the US, is like $16,600 per year. It's craziness. Wow. How are people ever going to enjoy a lifestyle, or their families, or vacations, or retirement? That's a lot of money. You add that up over the years, and it's craziness. And you know what? For prevention, you know, and prevention is the answer. If you do the simple things, they don't even have to cost very much money. If you look at taking responsibility and doing the small things and the tweaks, that is going to make the difference. Yes, so, you know, the complications keep going higher and higher in all countries, and there's no need for it. There's no need for it. And you know what? Let's let people know how they can, you know, turn it around for themselves.
Yes. We're so blessed to have social entrepreneurs like you, Cheryl. Somebody who's like, okay, let's get a solution for this, and then let's just fix the problem, because we need to, and humanity needs to. So if a people out of 3 has diabetes, like, we have to do something about it.
And 1 person every 6 seconds dies from diabetes. You know, it's the highest leading cause of, you know, non-traumatic amputations, blindness, heart attacks, kidney failure. It goes on. And like I said, I don't want to focus on those things, but that's real. I mean, that happens. And, you know, my grandmother, you know, bless her, she wasn't able to celebrate her anniversaries the way she wanted to. And, you know, they were dancers, but, you know, she could listen to the music, she could hear it, but she couldn't see and she couldn't move to dance. and it was hard. She didn't get to see a lot of things in her grandchildren's lives or her great grandchildren's lives, and that sucks. You can be there, but you're kind of like not a part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it interferes with that quality of life. But here's the good news. We got solutions, we've got simple tweaks, and it's really a matter of what is your health worth to you? Because diabetes is it steals 5 to 15 years off of life. That's a fact. So you know what? Do you want to contribute to those years, or do you want to knock those years out of the park and live them well? And if you want to live them well, you're in the right place, because that's exactly what this challenge is. The challenge is actually, you know the name of the challenge, right?
Yes, I do.
It's the No BS Blood Sugar 5-day challenge. And it's actually ending the chaos to the high and higher and lower blood sugar levels. It's like ending the BS, No BS Blood Sugar Challenge.
Wow, that's so good. And so we don't see the S as people know it.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say it's double-sided.
Yeah.
No BS stands for blood sugar, and the No BS also stands for, as long as you want to make excuses in life, and as long as you want to abdicate responsibility for your health to someone else and not take it on for you when you're the best person who knows your body or who can get to know your body, and there's a tad of laziness in there, you know what? The consequences just aren't worth it. So the No BS has a couple of difference. Calling it action, and it's also letting you know that this works, and it's no kidding, and it's all about your blood sugars.
Oh my God, that's good.
Screaming.
Yes. Cheryl, can you give us like, because I know you're going to announce like a lot of tips and simple things that you can do right now to control your blood sugar through the challenge, but could you give it like the audience right now, like one little thing that they can do?
One little thing that they can do. I don't want to give too much away, but yes, one thing that they can do today is they can get up and they can get outside, they can get some fresh air, and if they have a Fitbit, which I'm going to just show people what that is, or a device that can track your steps, the first thing you want to do is go out and get your first 1,000 steps, your first 500 to 1,000 steps, if you're just getting started. And depending on your age, if you're a senior or if you're young or if you're somewhere in between, maybe you're already doing 5,000 or 6,000 steps. So the goal would be to add another 500, depending on what your circumstances are, or 1,000 to what you're doing. And you can do that at least once a day just to get started. For those of you who are doing it, add another 2,000 for the day.
Wow. That's so simple. It's just like one little action that you can take every day, and it's going to help you.
And sometimes what I do, because I'm in a tall building structure, and sometimes what I do, just because I might be here at the desk with clients and patients and in group coaching, what I will do is for that 15 minutes where I have that space in between appointments, sometimes what I'll do is I will literally go out in the hall, and it's 97 steps to the end of each hall. So I will literally go down the hall, go up the stairwells, go across the other hall, go up the stairwells, and I'll do that for 3 flights. And that is, 9 minutes. So that gets my blood pumping, and that gets me moving.
Yeah, that's such a well-invested 9 minutes of your time.
Absolutely.
Wow. Well, that's a great tip for people, and there's going to be more coming. That's why they want to register for the challenge, right?
Yes, and with the 5-day challenge, it starts April 14th, and it goes to April 19th. We're going to have a link in here. But here's the really cool thing. It's really cool to do this with a family member, if you're in a home with a family member, because it's fun for everyone. Everything that you can do to normalize your blood sugar levels and to help your immune system with diabetes, this is lifestyle for absolutely everyone as well. So I just wanted to point that out. Kids, young adults, teens, all the way up to seniors. So one thing is, it's a 5-day challenge. It starts on Wednesday, April the 15th. And we're going to come to you live in the morning. And you can do most of these with all the things you already have in your home. But one thing I would like everyone to do to get prepared is to make sure that they have a glucometer. And glucometers are free. So you can ask your pharmacist, or you can actually even get in touch with the companies and they'll send you that for free. The test strips are what you need to pay for. So I want to make sure that you have your glucometer and your test strips ready to go, because that's going to be where we get started. You know, let me ask you a question, Guillaume. Can I do that?
Yes, absolutely.
So if you're traveling somewhere, pick a place. Where's a place you'd like to travel to?
India.
Okay, so you want to go to India. So you're not going to just, you know, hop on a plane and then just grab a flight. You're going to need to plan for it. You're going to need to know what time you're going. You're going to need to know the direction you're going. Are you going to have drives to the airport? Are you going to have a direct flight? Are you going to have multiple stops to get there? You're going to have to plan your trip to know that you're going to get there safely. Would that be true?
That's true.
Right. So this, as we do with things like travel in our life, things that we want to do, we really need to look at our health and where we're at. So we need to know where we're going. So what we need to do is we need to have those materials that we need. And for people with pre-diabetes and diabetes, or anyone who's at risk, which is basically everyone, what we want to do is we want to have our measuring tool. And that measuring tool is a glucometer. So people will want to make sure that they have that, because that's how we're going to kick off our 5-day challenge. So that's all I'm going to say. But you want to make sure you get that. Yeah.
That's good. And should they get like a notebook too, just to make sure that they get those stats?
Well, you know what? We actually have a free gift and a free download for people. That's going to be a really pretty, you know, journaling page. They're going to get everything they need for free. And you know, that's our gift. That's our gift in the world at this time. I mean, people need help, they need support, and I'm happy to be one of those thought leaders and diabetes wellness experts that's putting it out there and helping people. People need it, and I'm happy to help. There is no one for me, and along the way you meet lots of great people, and together you can even do more. So right now is a time to give and a time to serve. Yeah, it's a time to serve, and it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be able to be there, because that's my soul fuel. That's what fuels my soul.
Thank you so much, Cheryl, from everybody on this planet. Well, at least a person out of 3 on this planet, which means a lot.
Yeah. Well,
and okay, so do they need to? How much do they need to pay for the challenge?
The challenge is absolutely free.
The what?
The challenge, all the downloads, they're absolutely free. Wow. And there's just this is a great time. Let me tell you, this is a great time right now, and I'll tell you why. Mother Nature is a little upset lately. And I think Mother Nature and the universe is letting us know that while we're on the go, 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 do, the most important things in life are things that we're taking for granted, because sometimes we don't even notice them.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the time for reflection, inflection, time with our families, looking at what is important. And the things that are the most important are free. It's our families. It's ourselves. But what value and what time do we put on those? Now, I think you would agree, and let me know if you agree, that with the times right now and uncertainties, would you agree that your health is the most important thing that you have?
Yeah. Well, it's the only thing that we have. Like time is the most important thing, and like if you're not healthy, you're not gonna like your time is going to be hard on you, and you want to enjoy what life has given you, and for that you need good health.
That's right. And you know, right now $10 million isn't going to buy you your health if you don't work towards supporting your immune system, your overall body, and giving it what it needs. And giving it just what it needs, not more of what it needs, not less of what it needs, just what it needs.
Yeah.
And if it gets what it needs, it's not too demanding and it serves you well. So, you know.
So $10 million will not buy you health, but a free, no BS blood sugar 5-day challenge will.
It sounds so cool when you say it. Can you say it again?
Yes. So $10 million will not buy you health, but the no BS blood sugar 5-day challenge will. And that is amazing, Cheryl. So like I'm sold, and I know a lot of people watching this are sold. Like they want to register. So where do they go? Do we have how do they register?
Okay, so people register by coming to holisticdiabetessolutions.com/challenge. We're going to put that right here. So people can see this right here. We'll add this in.
And my screen, I think we loaded the page just before.
Oh, do you want me to? Yeah. So do you want me to share the screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, I can do that. Share the screen. Okay, so can you see this?
Oh, perfect. Yes. So we see at the top. So yes, holisticdiabetessolutions.com/challenge. And we're gonna put the link under the video, right, Cheryl? So
yeah, we'll do that.
Awesome. And so, then this page loads. So how do they join?
Okay, well, they join you. They can see right here that they can put their name and their email. They join right here. And yes, they want to end blood sugar level chaos. And this is it. They join. They fill this field in, and you know they can stop feeling tired and frustrated all the time from those high and low sugars. And I know, because I live with diabetes too. I have a family full of people with diabetes. You know, we don't want to have the anxiety and stress really wondering when complications are going to come or if they're going to come, or, you know, we want to be, like I said, in front of it. We don't want that anxiety, and I don't want any one person, I don't want you to have any anxiety. So this is all about living empowered and taking your self-care to the next level. So they just register here. They're going to see this information. They're going to join for free, and they're going to get emails, and then they can start to get these wonderful, wonderful preps for the challenge starting April the 15th. And then they can start to get the free downloads as well, and they'll get really, really pretty tracking journals, and they're going to get something every day.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
But you know what, Guillaume? What's happening now is I just did a couple presentations to some groups, groups of people with diabetes and some general health groups. And then I was just at a webinar, and they asked me to come to their webinar this Tuesday and lead a course. Yeah. So I'm doing that. So what I'm finding is a lot of people who know people, since it's 1 in 3, they're sharing these on social media and in their groups, so that their groups can get the information. So, so I want to put that out to people. So share it with your, family members, of course, parents, grandparents.
Yeah, and I see the share buttons down there, like
under... Oh, good. Okay, so let me just see. Yeah, see the share buttons here?
Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Yeah, I guess people want to share it with everybody, right? Because if your health is getting better, why not, you want the health of everybody that you know to get better as well.
Absolutely. So you know what? It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be interactive. Hey, were you familiar with both Karen and John?
Well, you mentioned them to me, like people that you cared for, and tell me their story, Cheryl.
Sure. Well, Karen, a 51-year-old woman, my goodness, it was at the point, she was at the point where she had 3 kids, and she's at the point where she's trying to put her foot on the floor, even from sitting on a chair or getting up from bed at night. But by the time she put any pressure on her feet to even just walk, even to get to the bathroom, we're talking shooting pains. So we're talking pain. So it interfered with her activities. I mean, she couldn't go to work. She couldn't be in the kitchen. She had a tough time just getting to the ladies' room. But try to sleep when you are having that much pain with neuropathy from your nerve endings just being on fire inside your body. So she had not had normal sugars, and she couldn't remember when. So within 2 days, she had her first normal blood sugar reading, which was like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? And how do I keep doing that? Yeah. And then honestly, with the painkillers, with the increased diabetes medications, and with the sleeping aids that she was taking, by 4.5 weeks, she was able to be off of all of those And then she slowly, it was slow, you know, it takes weeks, right? But slowly. And then by about 8 weeks, she was back at work. She was out there walking the dog and playing with the kids. And her pain literally went away. Now she knows that she really needs to stay in that safe zone for blood sugar levels. She's able to achieve that 80 to 85% of the time, because we're all human, right? So that's really cool.
From working with you.
Yes.
You
and a colleague
are miraculous, Cheryl.
Huge. And someone that's experiencing that much unwelcome consequence of high blood sugar levels is on the road to even more serious complications. So it's really important to get in there and intercept it. Now, John, a colleague and I were working with John, and John presented with 99. I don't know if you actually saw the pictures, but the reports were from Sunnybrook. But anyways, he had 99% clogged arteries, and he had already had a heart attack. He had already had 2 stents. He was on 28 medications. Yes, you heard that right, 28 medications. And oh my gosh, hadn't seen a normal blood sugar level, and he had high cholesterol and high blood pressure too, which often go hand in hand with diabetes over time. So within the first 3 to 4 days of seeing us, he was able to get his first normal blood sugar level. So we were able to work with him over the period of 8 months. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So over the period of 8 months, 28 medications he was taking off every single one.
What?
Every single one. And not just that, oh my gosh. The before and after pictures, which we're happy to share, by the way, with the heart, the 99% blockage was down 50%. That's 50%. And you know what? John is able to enjoy his family. They go on family vacations every year at the summer cottage, and he's able to enjoy his grandkids, walk with them. And that's because, you know, he realized it was up to him. You know, he had given up on a lot, and you know, having diabetes can be very frustrating, and you can feel so hopeless sometimes because, like, no matter what you do, like, you're just not getting the results that you want, and it's scary. I mean, I know that just as good as anyone else who has diabetes. So we were able to work with him and work with his mindset too, and really give him some hope. And now he's an inspiration for people. Isn't that great?
Wow. Yes. So
by the way, it's 15 years later, and he's still doing great. So that means you know, he's in his 80s. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. So,
isn't that great?
So from being like hopeless and not knowing what to do, now he's in control, and he's healthy, and he's just living like better than he was living 15 years ago.
Well, what the whole point of Holistic Diabetes Solutions is, and what this challenge is letting people know that they have the power. I mean, they might need the tools, they might need the know-how, and that's great. That's what I'm here for. I can help. And as a woman who's been living vibrantly well for, you know, nearly 25 years without a complication, which is pretty much unheard of, and with my 3-month averages, which are HbA1cs, for those who know what they are, like, they're relatively in the 6s, which is really unheard of because it's normal, normal. And that takes know-how, and that takes commitment to the value of my health and my well-being. And so I want that for everyone.
That's so cool. And
I want more Johns and more Karens and more Cheryls and more Stellas.
Exactly, Cheryl. And with the challenge, you're going to empower all those people to take care of their own health and be able to take care of their own health.
Well, my goal at Holistic Diabetes Solutions, and my goal for this year, is to impact the lives of over 1 million people. That's a very small percentage of the nearly 500 million people. But this year, I want to be able to impact the lives of over 1 million people, giving them the tools, giving them the tweaks, and giving them the techniques and the know-how of how to normalize their blood sugar levels for themselves. Wow. And if they can if they can harness that power, they can, add 5 to 15 years to their life, and they can add all that quality, and they can save all that money. Remember earlier we were talking about that?
Yeah.
So only good comes from it, because it's all about your well-being. And so that's why that's so exciting, Guillaume. The 5J No BS blood sugar challenge that's calling you to action so that you can get off the roller coaster of those high and low blood sugar levels and end the BS chaos today.
Oh my God, that's so nice, because and I feel you when you talked about those people, what they're feeling, what your grandma was feeling, what you were feeling just before you started your journey of discovering solutions to treat your diabetes. Like they have no control on their health. Well, that's what they feel. They have no control. Everything that they've tried is still going, their health is going downwards. They feel stressed, they feel tired, they feel their back is against the wall, they feel like their days are numbered, and they don't even know if they're going to be able to spend more time with their grandkids. They cannot play with their grandkids anymore. They can't sleep. And that's what you just said. Like, no, I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm gonna put an end to this. I need to find a solution, and I need to do it for myself, for my health. And for the health of the people that you love, and now you want to share that with the world with the challenge.
Yeah, exactly it. And what better way to have some fun? Yeah. And what better time than now? Because people are realizing that health is everything, and they're realizing that without it, really, what do they got? So when you're looking at what you can do, why not have fun with it? Why not get the family involved? And why not do this with friends through social media? And you guys can have a little contest within yourselves too. So it's going to be so much fun. There's going to be a few things people will need. Most of them are things that they already have in their home. But there's one thing that I do want to make sure people have, and that is a glucometer or a blood sugar tester and test strips. Or there are some other solutions that include continuous blood sugar monitoring systems, and something called the Freestyle Libre, which is like a sensor, which gives you a number. But no matter how you test your blood sugar levels, or if you want to test your blood sugar levels, there's a few different ways that you can do that. So you're going to need to come prepared and ready to do that. Yeah.
Wow. So let's say you're like a grandpa or a grandma. Can you register to the challenge? And most importantly, can you do it with your grandchildren?
You bet. Are you kidding? Can I screen share something for just a minute? Would that be okay?
Yes, please.
Okay. So there is this incredible opportunity right here to register. As you can you see that? It says the No BS Blood Sugar 5-Day Challenge. Yeah. And it's really easy to register. You put your name, you put your email, and you click and you join. It's that simple. And right off the top, you're going to get an email back to you, and you're going to start to be getting some really great information. And you can do this with your kids. You can register anyone that you want. There are several seats, but I do want to point out that the sooner that you join, the more secure that you're going to be, that you're going to actually get a seat. Okay. Right. So there's so many people that are looking, and so many people that call and ask. That's why we put this together. So yes, if you want to end that chaos and you want to learn the simple every day to do things that can tweak things and make all the difference for you, now's the time. And like you said, now is a time when people are living in fear for other reasons too, with what's going on in the world with uncertainty today. And however, the pandemic of diabetes leaves people with uncertainty every day as well. It may not be as loud, because it may not be as sudden, but diabetes is a global pandemic, make no mistake. So this is about turning that all back. I know, as I was explaining earlier with my grandmother, and having tried everything and following all the directives, because it's a hormonal based, and everything affects your hormones when your insulin is off. It really affects a lot of people emotionally and mentally, and a lot of people lose hope. And I completely understand why. I see why. And you know what? Enough of that. Let's give people back their power and let them be empowered. And this challenge is the perfect start.
Wow, and there's the countdown. So register quickly, and as Cheryl just said, there are limited seats, and like, because like we'd love to have 500 million people on the challenge, but like there's not enough internet power to help 500 million people at the same time. So you want to register your seat, and I see that there's share buttons, like share on Facebook, share on Twitter. So you want to invite your friends and family, right? Because you don't want to do this alone. You want the health of everybody that you know to improve.
And it's all free. It's all free. So you want to come. You want to come because it's free. Lots of free gifts and tools for you along the way. And not just that, but you can share your successes and share it in our group. Are you kidding me? People want that inspiration. They want to hear what's working for people. And, you know, like I said, my expertise is in living vibrantly well and being complication-free and helping people just like you, your parents, grandparents, siblings, partners, spouses, children, aunts, uncles. It goes on because usually someone in the family or a very close friend, we all know somebody with diabetes. And I know we talked about these success stories. And I want to hear all about the success stories that people are looking to experience and that they're looking to have. And I want to be able to give that to them. I want to be their go-to diabetes expert. Absolutely.
Wow, yes. So how do they find that page to register, Cheryl? I see that the link is up there.
Yes, holisticdiabetessolutions.com /challenge.
Awesome.
And this is where they come and this is where they register. So you can
okay, so take a pen and paper and write that down if you're watching right now, or we could put the link under the video so that people can find it.
We'll put the link in the video, but keep this in mind. If people want free information starting today before the challenge, then what they can do is come to holisticdiabetessolutions.com, join our free Facebook group, and what they can do is start getting wellness tips right away. And every Wednesday we have a wellness tip. We invite questions so that we can actually answer your questions and come prepared for you on those weekly mini coaching sessions. So that's really great. So yes, so if they come, they can join us, and you know what? It's about really helping our communities, and that's my gift to our communities right now. We need to help each other, and I'm happy to serve. You know, I started serving with the health departments before I turned 20. Now I want to do that on the global scale.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. You really are a globalpreneur, a social entrepreneur, Cheryl, and you said, like, there's a problem that I'm having that's running in my family, and I want to find a solution for it, and now I want to share it with the world, which is such a blessing. And with the challenge, you want to empower people to be able to control their own health and live the best life that they like. A life that they thought they had lost.
Or will lose, exactly. And that's a really good point, because that's where those emotional and mental challenges come in. You know, there's times where people feel defeated, or there's times when people feel like they've lost the hope. And with the fluctuation of hormones, that can lead to depression, and there's such a big correlation between diabetes and all these emotions. And, you know, it happens. That's the nature of it. If we allow the challenge, the disease, if you want to call it that, diabetes, to be in control. So I really don't like the word control too much, because I prefer manage. You can manage your choices. You can make different choices. And so when you look at the freedom and the choices that you have, and that every choice has then a great contribution, then you only want to make the choices that are going to support you and make you feel great, give you energy, and just get rid of tired of being tired and all that other stuff you don't have time for.
Wow.
You don't need it. You don't have time for it. You want a quality of life, and you know what? It's yours to have. So let's claim it together.
Exactly. And claim it together in 5 days. Like, isn't that easy?
Yes, it starts with the 5-day challenge, and that is a great, great, great start to getting you thinking about what are some of the simple everyday things I can do, what are some of the basic requirements, and then for me as a life learner, as you know, it's always the more factor, which is why I wrote my like 6th or 7th book, which is having a life of more.
Yes.
So for me, it looks like having more health. It looks like for me having more life. And I want that for you, and I want that for all the listeners, and I want that for everyone who is at high risk of or has pre-diabetes or borderline diabetes or type 1, 2, and even 3 diabetes. And we can even talk about that.
Wow. Thank you so much, Cheryl, from the bottom of my heart, and from those 7.7 billion people on this planet that, like, if they don't have diabetes, then they know somebody who does, and now is the time to help them. And now is the time to share this challenge, because you're going to help those people that you know, you're going to help yourself. And if you take care of your own health, then your family is going to have a much better time with you, because now you can play with your grandchildren and you can just enjoy and just be like this ball of positive energy that you're meant to be.
That's right. All positive energy. And you know, the other thing, Guillaume, is, you know, it's, I loved what you said, because it's also being open to possibilities, because sometimes we think we understand something or we know something, but we have like this much of the picture when there's this much of the picture. So it's also about being open and like thinking to oneself, well, I don't add any added sugar to this, and this, and it's sugar free, so it's got to be okay. Well, you know what? There's some great education around what that all looks like underneath the surface that really dispels myths. So we're going to do so much great stuff on this challenge, and I can't wait to see you there. So it's it's the No BS Blood Sugar 5-Day Challenge, Ending the Chaos, and we'll see you on the inside, guys.
Yes, we'll see you there. So holisticdiabetessolutions.com/challenge. And this is how you're going to register to participate to the challenge. Share it with everybody that you love, and even people that you don't love. I think they deserve it.
Well, do you know, I was interviewed just the other day out of a broadcaster in Washington, D.C., and she goes, invite your friends, invite your family, invite your frenemies, start a watch party.
That's so funny. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for blessing the world with your solutions that you found to diabetes. This is so important, and it's going to bring abundance of health to everybody. And you really are doing miracles. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And we will see you all on the inside. So until then, have a healing day in your life.
Bye, everyone.
Adios.